And we're off. Prodigy's choosing to reset. Crabcakes is doing her thing of resetting a couple times to find out what is where, finding both air and crash. And so is Prodigy, not doing wood, not doing heat.
Wow,
15 seconds in.
This is a lot of resetting.
Not heat man. Crabcakes
Oh my
choosing
god!
Quick Man, and Prodigy finally choosing Bubble Man.
Wow. 30 seconds in, we finally got a stage. Oh, those prop tops are Buster immune for sure.
Oh boy, those are the best prop tops. You know, honestly, with a zipless tournament, it shouldn't be any problem to do with Woodman stage. I understand, you know, it's the longest stage, but at the same time, you don't have to worry about item 1s and item 2s or item 3s. The only thing you have to worry about is maybe enemies being Buster immune, but that's about it. So I was surprised to see Prodigy reset on Woodman.
Yeah, I was a bit surprised to see that too. Like, if it's not crash and it's not heat, I will usually take anything else to start out with.
I mean, I could understand if we were doing a tournament that wasn't zipless. By the way, folks, we're doing a zipless tournament, so you won't see any zips between our runners today.
So Crabcakes making her way through the lasers and Quickman stage. These lasers actually used to be randomized once upon a time.
Yeah, good thing I missed out on that.
Yeah, you would get lasers that would sometimes not come out of the walls, or lasers that were really, really quick. Took some interesting pause buffering strats to get around them. Or entering the boss door.
Yeah, let's see who's in Quickman's room. And we find a Woodman in Quickman's room, as Prodigy is about to enter the Boobly Man's room. Not exactly a high jump, not a far jumper, that Woodman, so that's actually a pretty easy fight with that Woodman in Quickman stage room. And we got Bubbleman in Quickman and Bubbleman's room, who is Buster susceptible, so that's going to be a quick fight for Prodigy.
There's also a blue Quickman. He blended in with the background quite nicely. And Crabcakes is headed into Bubbleman stage right after Prodigy is headed out.
And Bubbleman stage actually had our item 1, so Crabcakes will be getting that at the end. It looks like both the runners just going to swap Robot Masters, as Prodigy's going to do Quick.
And we already know that Woodman is hiding at the end of the Quickman stage.
So both are runners starting this race for about 30 seconds there, saying no to a bunch of stages until they found something they like doing.
I wonder how that'll play out later once they get towards the refights, who will have the advantage.
We'll see. One thing's for certain, though. If they'll probably do crash at the end anyway. But now that they have item 1, okay. So let's say, for instance, myself and Kyle were running, and we got that item 1 and found crash. We'd have no problem doing crash because we have item 1. But early going, not so much. So that
especially 20% tournament, you could possibly use that item 1 to do a zip, but not in this case.
Nope, no zips. Not this tournament. Alright, so both our runners are quickly reaching their respective ball stores. Crabcake's going to be entering first, and Prodigy's going to be right behind her.
I expect Prodigy to make short work of this Woodman.
Alright, so yeah, this Quickman's Bus Susceptible is going to go down first. Woodman not going to be as quick because he's not as susceptible, but quick. And down we go. Crabcake's going to get their item 1 from Quickman stage, or Bubbleman stage. See where we go next.
Oh, we got Flashman on Prodigy's side. Oh, they're both going to Flashman. All right. This will be an interesting comparison with both runners going into the same stage at pretty much the same time. Crabcakes just a little bit behind.
Which is interesting, but hey. And the walls are not buster susceptible, so we won't have to worry about that.
So the weakness to the walls is also randomized. This is a good spot to check it for the buster weakness. Later on, usually check it in Wily 2, or possibly even the Boo Beam fight.
Yeah, sometimes our runners will. Sometimes, depending on the runner, because it's up to the runner themselves, they'll end up waiting all the way until Boo Beams. Because, well, if they get one of the God weaknesses for that fight, there's no. It looks like the Joe army is infested throughout Flashman stage. Is this even randomized?
So we got both runners opting to pick up that health pickup, and they're both going across to get the E-Tank.
Yep, our runners high-fiving each other as Prodigy goes underneath. And we'll find out who is in the Flashman room. As we can see, our runners actually get randomized weapons after they complete the stage, so they may not necessarily be Flashman's weapon here, but we'll find out at the end, as we saw that they have Bubble and Crash already on hand.
We did get to see the...
and we actually kind of have a dumb Crash here.
Oh, you see he's running right through the floor.
Yes, but...
So the item 1 is not stationary. We saw that on Crabcakes' screen.
That's fine. We still have one, maybe two more races today. We did get an item here, so off to Airman for Prodigy. Crabcakes. Finding.
It'll be interesting to see if Crabcakes picks up one E-Tank or both E-Tanks.
I believe in her race with Tom, she ended up grabbing both. But seeing these early fat beans, that doesn't mean they'll be there later on, but it does make you worry.
Yeah, there is a second E-Tank and Metal Man stage later on, but with the randomized enemies, it can be a really tricky part to get out of with the pit right there.
Yeah, she could get the E-Tank, but getting out with the Fat Fiend on the other side, that'd be a little tricky. But she might be able to do it with that item 1, though.
Yeah, the item 1 did look pretty good to me.
Looks like we got Chanky Makers in the last stretch of Airman stage. And
those Spike Crushers go down with only one shot from the Buster. That's really nice.
Yeah, there's also no Fat Fiends here, so I would not be surprised if Crabcakes goes ahead and grabs this E-Tank. Or not, makes me a liar, like everyone.
Yeah, save some time and go straight ahead.
Alright, Prodigy about to do the Airman fight, and we'll see who's on Metal Man's conveyor belt. And there's a Flashman in Airman's room. And is this even randomized with Metal Man in Metal Man's room?
Well, Metal Man does have the power to change the music in this randomizer.
And it looks like we found item 2 in Airman stage. So there's that. And Prodigy finds Heat Man. Nice. So that's not too much of an issue with item 1 and 2. Oh, and Crabcakes found item 3 in Metal Man stage.
Very nice.
Oh yeah, that's a really good item 1, but this is a laggy first section with the tin cans and the birds.
Yeah, I think Prodigy found out that the tin cans are Buster immune.
Hate to see that. Good thing those tin cans weren't in Flashman's room. Otherwise, they'd have to probably consider game over.
Yeah, in Flashman stage, you get a lot of low ceilings, and if you get those tin cans in those narrow corridors, there's nothing you can do but take a bunch of damage right to your face.
Alright, Crabcakes going through Woodman stage. I think she's using quick boomerang on those hot dogs. And we got some tellies in the wall section here of Heatman stage.
Tellies are very nice to see.
Yeah, because it's, well, vanilla, but hey, you know how to deal with them.
Right, they're kind of slow. They're easy to get by. The treetop section Crabcakes is going through looks kind of tough. She finds the weakness to the tin cans is the quick boomerang.
It's also a vertical quick boomerang, as you can see there. That might be information that we can use on the boo beam fight later. If the boo beams are susceptible, it won't have to destroy as many walls.
That's right. If you got a weapon that arcs high enough, you can go just around those bomb walls, those barriers.
And we found a Heat Man who is not weak to the Buster. Hopefully, we find something. Not quick boomerang. Oh, poor Prodigy. He's gonna have a long fight with this slow burn Heat Man.
It's always a bummer to try 3 or 4 different weapons and then finally settle back on the Buster, which you could have used in the first place. I've done that quite a bit myself.
Yeah, so it looks like Crabcakes has taken down Bubble Man in Woodman's room. Oh, Prodigy!
Oh.
His health was
Alright, we're going
so
into
low
Crash
there.
Man stage. Should be a good Crash Man stage with the item 3 and the item 1.
Yeah. And we got some gears in the Crash Man stage. And we've seen and one thing about Crash Man stage is, ooh, Prodigy taking another death to Heat Man.
For those wondering about the change in the music, the runner in first will have the audio played, so we are listening to audio from Crabcake's side of the screen.
So, generally, one of the things we know about, we've seen about Crash Man stage, if the enemies in the first screen generally tend to be the enemies in the elevator section here, so we knew beforehand that the elevator section was going to have those gear enemies, which is, you know, a good sign. There are certainly worse enemies to see there, as Prodigy finally takes down Heat Man. Alright, so Prodigy going off to Metal Man stage. You'll still have to go through Wood Band and Crash Band next.
So the names of the weapons at the end of the stage are also randomized, and sometimes the screen glitches out like that if you notice Prodigy did not receive a weapon, or he did not receive a name for his weapon. It was just a blank screen. Alright, I'm getting a short climb with this item 3. Definitely speeding it up a bit. Grabbing that E-Tank, saving that last item 1 just for that jump. Very nice on Crabcake's part.
Yep. I do think on a regular, if she has the item 1 or item 2, she'll grab that one.
Alright, we see Prodigy using the item 2 across this gap in Metal Man stage.
And Airman today is certainly a bro.
That was a very nice Airman.
Alright, so Crabcakes has Airman and Heatman left as far as stages. Prodigy about to take on Metal Man and Metal Room.
Oh, we got Birds and Airman stage.
Ooh, and
no.
And the birds continue to be jerks, and we find a weapon weakness against Metal Man with this bubble.
That was a pretty good weakness, yeah.
And the one thing about Metal Man is he only reacts when you're firing at him, so you can shoot that bubble, and when he comes down, he'll land right in front of it and not.
Of course, it also depends on how fast your bubble is, how slow your bubble is, how high Metal Man can jump. There's a lot of random AI in this randomizer, at least for the settings that we are using.
Alright, so Prodigy is now going to go through Crash Man stage. He still has Woodman to go through. Crabcakes now halfway through the Airman stage. Gonna see a lot of the toothpaste dispensers and Chanky makers the rest of the way till the door. Probably gonna pick up a few health drops here and there, so she should be safe enough.
Yeah, this should be pretty easy going through this section right here. Prodigy using that item too very well to get across those two enemies there.
Alright, Crabcakes about to take on Flashman in Airman's room. And as soon as she takes it down, she'll have her item.
That'll be very nice having going into the Heatman stage for sure.
It'll also be her last stage. Prodigy still has to contend with going through Woodman stage next, as he is more than halfway through the crash climb as it is.
Yeah, I believe Woodman was his second pick of the reset round.
I believe it was the second pick of his. I believe he did only 2, where Crabcakes did 3, if I'm not mistaken. Like, she found air first, and then she found heat and crash, and said, no, oh, she didn't jump. She's gonna go, oh, Paul's buffered a victory. That
Alright,
was
we
close.
got the air bro. Oh, very much a bro. He didn't even block with the tornadoes.
No. Now, someone may be wondering, is like, why did the big bird not reappear? Well, the thing is, if the bird comes to the left and drops their egg, and the little birds come out, it will not respawn until all the birds are off the screen. And Prodigy using that quick charge heat to get through the first section of Woodman's stage as he approaches the hot dog section. It's a bit of a drainer too, so he's going to run out of heat quickly. Seeing if we can use
that was the gas guzzler right there. Oh, the flash stopper.
Yep. Here's your any percent / zipless stretch right here, on hold here. Using the
But
flash
the dog
stopper
will
to
show up.
The third one did, but the first 2 did not. So the flash stopper will stop the doggos from appearing if you get through that section fast enough. But if you're not, if any part of the doggo is already coming on screen, you're kind of out of luck. Crabcakes has 3 E-tanks, but she is going to go weapon hunting here. Getting greedy. We talked about this.
She probably should use that E-tank.
She has 3 of them.
She could have used one of them.
There we go. We find an alternate weakness in Metal Blade.
That's nice. Wow.
Yep. So Crabcakes entering the Wily stages about 1818. Prodigy nearing the end of Woodman stages here. So though that screeching in your ear is the alert to getting your picks in to decide the color of the dragon and its weakness.
18 minutes is a very speedy time. Good job for Crabcakes.
So, Kyle, what do you think we got today?
I'm gonna go with a orange dragon, weak to leaf shield or air.
And then Prodigy taking down Bubble Man at 1855, now entering the Wily stages. I'm gonna go with my general pick of a Grimace Purple Dragon. That's weak to Crash.
Nice. I do like that crash bomb weakness for the dragon. If you get a crash weak dragon, you can fire a bomb right into his belly, and if the explosion is good and it lasts long enough, you can potentially take out the dragon in one bomb.
Yep, know from experience, as I did it in the tournament last year.
Very nice.
And this is just from my experience. It just seems to make sense to start on page 2 because You're doing this climb in Wily 1. You're already on the page. You might as well start with Crash.
Right, you're pretty much already on item 1. It's only a quick pause and flick of the up arrow to go to Crash Bomb.
But again, that's up to rotor preference, as Crabcakes is about to take on the dragon, and we'll see in a moment what it looks like, as Prodigy's right on her tail. If you had Seafoam Green, congratulations.
Wow.
Not Buster. Not Metal.
Okay, we got Prodigy making his way up the ladder, trying to catch up.
Oh, we find a really good air.
Air is good because it can hit multiple times.
I actually hate using air because of the randomization, so I never go to it unless I have to.
Yeah, you can get a really quick moving air. You can get one tornado. It's so random.
The one that you and I don't want to see is the one that shoots vertically up, straight up. That's the one we don't want to see against the dragon. Oh, Prodigy! Prodigy also finding... Oh no!
Oh no! That is going to set him back about a whole minute and maybe a minute and a half.
And knowing these runners like we do now, barring any sort of catastrophe, I think we could say Crabcakes not only has a solid lead, but might end up taking game 1 here.
Yeah, she is well in the lead right now, and she has solid playstyle. I don't think it's going to happen for Prodigy in this one. Unless there's something really messed up in Wily 4. I don't know. We will see.
Yeah, the race isn't over until you hit done. Alright, time to find a weakness for Pico Pico. Now, Pico Pico is interesting because generally Pico has 3 weaknesses, but we're looking for that one good one, whether it be a mashable or a 1-for-1. And it's not going to be a leaf shield this time, as you need 2.
Yeah, 2 leaf shields is not good. It drains a lot of weapon energy.
It could be air, but she's already low on air, as it is. Not gonna get the double there, but like she was.
If Prodigy can make it to the Pico Pico and find the weakness a bit faster than Crabcakes, then he could make up some good time.
Well, she's gonna have to look for a third one, as she's out of air now. But it looks like she's gonna try and stick with that leaf shield and just say, "I'm done here. Move on."
Nice. That's a good decision.
Now she's gonna have to probably stop and restock on air just in case one of our remaining Wily bosses, let's say for instance Guts Tank here, requires it.
Taking both pickups for the air.
I certainly agree with that, considering that air shooter compared to the Pico fight was generally 1-for-1. So I do not blame her. And these Chanky Makers are just outright lagging up the Wily sewers here.
I do like the bright green water. Wow.
Yeah, that's some ooze right there. And Prodigy finding the third weakness for the boo-boos in that quick boomerang. Which is probably, I don't know about you, the best one, because the vertical.
Yeah, that's a good quick boomerang. It's taking him out pretty quick, and he's saving a lot of weapon energy. He's not going to have to spend time refilling.
No. So Crabcakes about to take on the Guts Tank here. And it's Buster.
Oh, nice. Buster weakness.
We see double kills on both screens. Prodigy entering Wily 3, Crabcakes entering Wily 4, as we approach depending on how you feel, the great equalizer or the great educator, because you will get schooled.
That's exactly right.
Yeah, I know we all can speak from experience, but my third race against Strizer definitely schooled me. Oof, that was rough.
So Crabcakes is using the item 2 strat across the fake floors. If you're familiar with Mega Man 2, you'll know that there's fake floors in these two screens, and in the randomizer, the locations are indeed randomized.
I think her item 1's in good shape here. I think she's going to use item 2. Yep. So, I think it's up to runner discretion how you do these things, but I think you have to have a plan as before you come into these. But with those Lightning Lords, I wouldn't be surprised if we just use item 1 to get through this third screen coming up and de-boost off the light.
Prodigy taking out that Guts tank in only 4 jumps with the Buster.
And the reason well, proving me wrong anyway. The reason I was thinking that is because 1, you have the menu, and 2, you have to set up the item 2 to make that work. So I feel like if you put that item 1 down, it's a little faster to do it. But, you know, runner discretion. What do I know?
Are you talking in the third elevator room?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Alright, we're at the movement fight. Let's do a little digging for not only wall weaknesses, but to see what the Pico's these walls are weak to. And it's not metal. How about wood? Looks like an inverted wood. I don't know if that hit the... And the walls are weak to wood. So, good.
Nice.
And their busts are weak too.
Wow. Oh, Prodigy taking a death to that spike in the first elevator room.
Probably, yeah, running out of iframes, you gotta be quick doing that.
The
Sometimes
fortunate part is the checkpoint is right behind him, so he doesn't go back very far.
Alright, into refights we go. Crabcakes remembering the ultimate weakness against that and taking a death in the anxiety room again.
Ouch.
Also, shoutouts to X2 and Morph Moth as our refights music for Wily 5 for the refights.
That's right. This is Morph Moth. I remember.
Crabcakes making short work of these refights here. Yeah. Generally, if you find a dumb crash like this one, you kind of don't need to move around. You can just stand there and fire or what.
Yeah, even though he's not taking a lot of damage from the Buster, he just goes back and forth, and it's easy to get a lot of shots in. All right, she's just sticking with the Buster. You can get right up next to Woodman and stick the Buster in there without taking damage from those sleeves. I'm kind of glad Metal Man didn't change the music on us there.
Oh? You like this track?
Yeah, it's pretty good for the refights.
Adds a certain level of desperation.
It's Prodigy making his way out of the Boo Beam fight at 29:41.
And we do have a Buster Week machine here, so Crabcake's gonna make quick work.
Filling up that leaf shield.
I don't blame her. Take the damage. You got 2 E-tanks.
Yeah, she only had 1 pixel of weapon energy for that leaf shield, and if the alien's weakness is leaf shield, it's not going to be very good.
Also, both of these runners are heathens as they went counterclockwise in the refight.
Oh, whichever way they want to go is fine with me. Sometimes I run into a robot master who's really hard, and I don't have any E-tanks left, so I'll skip that one and go for an easier one. Come back later.
Look, the real answer is clockwise. No other answer is correct.
Yeah, I always start with the top right.
Alright, we are starting the Wily fight as is. Do our
We got a
Hunt
red
for
alien
weakness
with
to
a
the alien.
green head.
Not Buster, not Crash, not Wood, not Bubble. Bubble!
Looks like it's the bubble, yeah. It's kind of a short bubble. It goes down pretty quick. Not a very high arc to it at all.
I do appreciate her taking her time here as the alien hurt.
Yeah, you have to time your shots, definitely. Not get too...
And there we go. Crabcakes with an official SRL time of 31:50.
That's a very nice time.
Prodigy on the last of their refights now. So Crabcakes here with a bit of an upset over Prodigy, who won the first tournament in 2018.
Yeah, Crabcakes is really putting all the runners on notice right here, I think. I'm one of them.
Yeah, you have to deal with this in a few days, don't you?
I have not yet scheduled a match with Crabcakes. I'm scheduled for everybody else in the group except for Crabcakes. So that'll be my last match.
Prodigy saying, you know what, I've already lost. I'm just doing this anyway.
Swaggill, though? May as well. He's already lost the race.
So with that, Prodigy is disqualified.
He's getting a lot more shots off in one jump.
Yeah, because he's using those iframes to great effect so he can match that bubble. But anyway, Crabcakes taking game 1 of this 3-game set. We're gonna take a moment here to reset so we can get our runner set up for race 2. Crabcakes taking game 1 over Prodigy.
GG's.
So as we're in between here, getting set up for the next race, Mega Kyle, how can we get a hold of this randomizer?
Oh, let's see. Are you in Discord?
No, sir, I am not in Discord. How can I join said Discord?
Oh, well, I believe somebody has a link to the Discord that we can throw in the chat if anybody wants to try out said randomizer.
Wow, that is convenient.
Hey, there it is. So there's a link for the Mega Man 2 randomizer tournament bracket. You can get your very own randomizer host All you need is a copy of Mega Man 2, and you're good to go.
So give our folks here in SpeedGaming 2 an update as far as the schedule for this tournament. The next scheduled race is tomorrow, featuring a Group B matchup of Gouda 632 versus Bob the Builder. That's going to be tomorrow, Monday at 2 p.m. So we actually got a triple header tomorrow. That includes that race at 6 p.m. You got, hold on, I have to bring up the brackets here so I know which group I'm looking at.
Oh wow, there's 3 races that day? I'm just noticing this right now. One is at 2 p.m., one's at 6, one is at 10. These are all Eastern times.
Yeah. So Group D, 6 p.m. That's going to feature the Alan Heffrey at 2% Chunga. And then my co-commentator, Mega Kyle, has on his next match against Iraq Vet. That's going to be at 10 p.m. Tuesday is going to have another Group A matchup between Casual Tom and Iraq Vet. That's going to be at 10 p.m. Thursday, it's going to be a 4-pack. That's also going to be at 10 p.m. That's going to feature me and Gouda 632. And it's going to feature my co-commentator, Mega Kyle, going up against Casual Tom.
Yeah, nice. That'll be a good race.
That's going to be quite the smorgasbord right there on Thursday. But all these races coming up are going to be really good and really tight, and really exciting. So everyone should stop by tomorrow. Check out these races. But for now, as we continue to get set up here for match 2, Big Kyle, do you think Prodigy is gonna still be tilted, or is he gonna get it set straight?
I think Prodigy's going to surprise us in this next race. Skepticon, does this randomizer have a setting that stops me from falling on Airman stage?
The X button?
No.
The X button looks bright.
The X button, yeah, close the window?
Yep, just close the window. You'll stop falling.
Yeah, that's a good one. So, interesting thing about Airman Stage, the layout has been changed since the early days of the randomizer. It used to be the vanilla classic Airman Stage with the long pit and the Lightning Lord platforms. But since all the randomization of the enemies and the placements, with crabs falling out of the skies and peepees dropping the eggs full of birds on you, Duckfist decided to replace that section with some nice platforms and a tricky jump in there, which, yeah, that tricky jump sometimes scares me.
Make sure you put those nice platforms in quotes, please.
Yeah, that Airman stage used to be really tough. It's a lot more forgiving now.
So he says. It's still a pain.
Oh, very much.
Yep. Alright, so it looks like both our runners have gotten their next seed, as it is. Looks like we're from Burkina Faso in this seed. And I believe this is a Final Fantasy Tactics story for our second seed today.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the story in the beginning of the game is also randomized. I think there's like eight different stories it can select from.
I think it's more than that, but I've lost track. I just look at the story and figure out what it is.
I feel like I get like most of the same ones over and over again.
I mean, at some point there's going to be a wall. Alright, so race 2 between Prodigy and Crabcakes here. In this Group A match, Crabcakes taking the first of his 3-set round. Prodigy looking to bounce back after a rough first race. And according to SRL, they've been given the green light, so we'll be going here momentarily.
So Prodigy is using the default Mega Man sprite, whereas Crabcakes is using the roll sprite. There are also 2 other sprites in the randomizer you can do. So one is Proto Man, and the other one is Bass.
Alright, so let's see what kind of resetting stages Crabcakes see this time.
I wonder if anybody's thought about adding Dr. Light to the list of sprites you can choose from.
You'll have to take that up with the Godfather Duckfist, who created this randomizer.